My name is Howard Garrett. I am co-founder and co-director of a nonprofit organization based on Whidbey Island in Washington State called Orca Network, dedicated to protecting and restoring the southern resident orca community, which was listed as endangered in 2005, and to returning the captive orca Lolita, who is a member of that family, who has been captive in Florida since 1970. So she's been there over 43 years, but recently some developments have happened that could very well mandate her return and retirement back in her home waters, back around the San Juan Islands. So I've been involved in that for a long time. I was also very fortunate to have a role in the film Blackfish, to explain the natural history of orcas, the longevity, some of their amazing characteristics, for that movie to contrast how they live in the wild with how they live and are forced to live in captivity. But what I really want to tell you about is a new concept called Orca Rescues, which is to establish a fund that will be available to activists and experts, specialists, and professionals worldwide to do something about the whales and dolphins in captivity. When there is any opportunity to return a whale or dolphin that is captive into the wild, how do we do it and how do we pay for it? Who's going to pay for it? These are big questions that have not really been addressed, and of course they're complicated and depend on each individual instance, each situation. So there's a lot that has to go into that, and currently there really is no funding source. There are precedents, for instance Keiko, the Free Willy star, who was successfully returned to his home waters in the North Atlantic Ocean. There were some popular fundraising efforts, but it was mainly done by one major benefactor. And then there was Springer, the little 1.5-year-old who was returned after 6 months of being away from her family. That came in part from federal funding. So each of these projects depends on funding. I met Clive Martin, Brian Benito, and Roger Mann at the WCA conference in Gloucester a few months ago, and they explained to me this concept of raising funding to be available for experts to pay for these things. So along with Alex and Liz and Joe Blaze, they set up this fund that will help to facilitate the projects to return whales and dolphins that are captive back into their home waters or to sea pens where they can be protected. So with this funding, any nonprofit organization will be able to apply for funding, and it'll be as expedited as possible so that they can concentrate on what they know, which is how to return the whales and dolphins to ocean homes in some kind of halfway house, transition, sea pen, ways of getting them back into natural waters. And our intention really is to produce a kind of a one-stop shop where not only the funding, but the expertise, all the facts, all the details, the histories of all of these whales and all of the efforts that have gone on historically to return whales and dolphins to ocean habitats is all available in this one website. Our long-term vision is to develop a network, a large and expanding network of experts and funding sources, because the time has come to return these whales and dolphins to their ocean homes. Thank you.